Good morning, Ugly Mug friends. Let's see if we are fully connected here. Awesome. Says we are now live. Good morning, everyone. It's Hannah Balliet here. I am the social media manager at Ugly Mug Marketing and excited to be here with you today on another wonderful Monday morning, getting our week started the right way with some Earl Grey tea with honey. Let me know what you are filling your cup with this morning, and how are you getting your week started? Some of us maybe have the day off today. Some of us might be running around with kids and kind of working on our side hustle business. Some of us might be in the office today, like myself. So wherever you find yourself on this Monday morning, I hope you find yourself grateful. I'm excited to kick off another week of work. Let me hop over to my Facebook app on my phone, just so I can double check that we are all good to go here. Awesome. Going to turn the volume down there. All right, great. So we are going to dive right into some fun content that we've got planned for you today. Now let me find my Zoom screen. There we go. So today we are going to be talking about customer avatars, how to build one, what the heck it is, and why it is so important for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, to have a customer avatar defined, or at least maybe a working customer avatar if you're in the early stages of your business, or maybe your business has been around for a few years, but you've never taken the time to really dive into this. So what I'm going to do right now is just share a lovely little slide deck, because y'all know, if you've watched these lives with me on Mondays before, you'll know I need my slide deck to keep mostly myself on track. So that is what we're going to be talking about today, creating your customer avatar. For those of you who are just now tuning in, whether you're watching this later or you're watching this live right now, my name is Hannah Balliet, and I'm the social media manager here at Ugly Mug. And I'm excited to be here with you today. I am passionate about marketing, specifically social media marketing, and really helping businesses get results. But usually before we start with a business, we sit down and really figure out everything that we possibly can, or we sit down and we learn everything that we can possibly learn about their business. And one component of that is figuring out who specifically their target market is. What does that person look like? Is it a makeup of maybe 5 different avatars or 5 different types of people who come regularly to their business? What do they like? What do they dislike? What's their favorite color? All of these different things that you might not necessarily think about off the bat. You might not consider that you want to know these things about your customers, but it turns out you do. And so I'm actually going to introduce you to one of my friends, Eat Thai Raleigh. My friends Mew and Curry own this business located in Raleigh, North Carolina. As for those of you who don't know, I'm actually based in Raleigh, North Carolina. I once was an Alexandria or Central Louisiana resident, but have since moved to Raleigh, North Carolina with my husband for his career. And so since we've been here, we've met a ton of really amazing people. And some of those people are our friends Mew and Curry. Mew is from Thailand, and she is an amazing cook. And so her and her boyfriend Curry, they have decided to create this company called Eat Thai Raleigh. Raleigh actually doesn't have a ton of really great Thai food options. And so they really saw a need for that. They saw a passion that Mew has, really being able to live out her culture here in the United States and share that around the table with people in our community. And so she has started this business that offers cooking classes, food drop-off delivery, kind of like a version of meal prepping. They also do catering, dinner parties. It's a phenomenal business, and they're just getting started. They're just on the cusp of greatness. And this past weekend, they asked me if I would sit down with them for coffee on Saturday morning. So we met at our favorite coffee place, or correction, my favorite coffee place, 42 in Lawrence, right downtown Raleigh here. And we met up, and they were asking my feedback and input on the current state of their Instagram, which is how they currently market their company. They were asking me for feedback on content, but what we kind of got into the discussion of was who their target audience is. And it was what drove our conversation around content, what they needed to be sharing, what the imagery needed to look like, how they needed to update their bio. All of those decisions that we made together on Saturday morning ended up all coming from our conversation of, all right, who is your ideal Eat Thai Raleigh customer? Who have your customers been in the past? Are there people who are repeat customers? Let's really focus in on them. Who are those people? What do they look like? And I use what do they look like as a loose term of, are they married? Are they single? Do they live in certain neighborhoods? Do they all have a trend of a certain job title or certain industries that they come from? Are they moms, dads? Are they single people? What do these people have in common, if anything? Is there any sort of trend across the board? So yeah, just have their current Instagram up here as a screenshot. Also, I'm sharing with you their menu, which is phenomenal, of apps, curries, soups, main dishes, and desserts. They also have fun drinks that they can show you how to make too, that are traditional to Thai culture. And then I also just shared a quick Instagram story that I was really proud of them for sharing this morning, because it went along with our conversation that we had on Saturday, where they're just featuring someone that they recently hosted a cooking class with, posting their photo, asked for a quick review from them. And so they have that testimonial right here, and they're featuring that on their Instagram story, as well as on their Instagram page as a regular post as well. So again, these are my friends over at Eat Thai Raleigh, and I'm going to be using them as our example today and walking through the customer avatar sheet. So this is what we use at Ugly Mug Marketing. Our team developed this many, many years ago, and it has continued to be a tried and true method for determining a customer avatar for any given business. So like I said, if you've been in the game for a few years now, or you're just getting started, this is a great worksheet to come back to over time to figure out who this ideal customer is. So what I tell people is, think about your repeat customers, or think about the most perfect ideal customer that would walk into your business on a regular basis, come into your restaurant, purchase your product online, whatever it may be. I want you to have that person in mind right now. And I want you to think of that person as you are answering all of these questions about your customer avatar, about your ideal customer, so that we can really get a definition of who that person is for your business. Who can we go out and find more of, more people who, quote unquote, look like these people who we're currently serving? How can we reach other people and define other customer avatars? So we have to think about all of these different kind of quadrants, right? So this is what we've got going on here on this sheet. Goals and values. What are some goals that these customers might have, and what are some things that they value? Now, when you're thinking about the answers to these questions, it does not have to be as it pertains to your business, right? It can be goals that they have for themselves personally, for their families. What kind of values do they carry as a person outside of your business? So again, for Eat Thai Raleigh, it might not be a value that they have, which it could be. A value they have is having really good home cooked meals, traditional meals. Maybe that's something that they value, right? Maybe they value putting fresh ingredients on the table for their family, for their kids. Maybe they value learning about other cultures. And so they want to bring someone into their family to teach them about Thai food and Thai culture in this example, or to teach their kids, right? Maybe something they value is going to church. Maybe something they value is sustainability. Maybe something they value is just being well educated in politics. Maybe they're very worldly. Maybe they value traveling. You have to think about, again, some of these things as it pertains to your business, but also as it doesn't relate to your business at all. Just who is this ideal customer, this customer avatar? Who are they as a person, right? What kind of goals do they have too? Kind of bouncing back to that question. Do they want to be debt free? That's a goal that, my husband and I currently have for ourselves. Are they looking to be debt free as a goal that they have to pay their house off, as a goal that they have to travel to X amount of continents over the next however many months? Is their goal to start a family? Be thinking about these goals and values that your ideal customer may have. Then we want to jump into, I actually want to talk about this middle section as a column. So in this middle column, we have age, gender, marital status, number of kids that they may have, or age of their children, location, where are they located, occupation, kind of job titles do they typically have, which down here at the bottom jumps right into job title. Annual income. How much money do these people have? Do they have a lot of discretionary income in order to have Eat Thai Raleigh come into their home and cook a meal for their family, or to host a dinner party? Looking at their level of education, are they high school grads? Do they have college degrees? Are they PhDs? Are they doctors? What level of education do these people have? What kind of hobbies do they have? Are they travelers? Do they like to stay at home? Do they run? Are they healthy? What kind of hobbies do they have? Vehicle, what kind of cars do they drive? I know it sounds silly, but that might be something that we use in order to get them to stop scrolling. What other kinds of interests make them up and define who they are as a person? Now, over here in the right-hand corner, we have challenges and pain points. Now, what kind of challenges might they be facing right now in their lives personally? What kind of pain points might they have? Now, again, it's important to think of this as it pertains to our business and our service or product that we're offering, but it's also important to think about this outside of the context of our business. So what kind of challenges might they be having? They might be having kids at home who are not able to go to school because maybe they have COVID, or maybe their child's school is not having in-person learning. They're doing virtual learning. Maybe they themselves, their office has decided to not go back into the office. And so they are working from home. Pain points that they might have, they might be stressed, all right? They might have a lot going on in their lives. They might be busy with work, but also trying to teach their kids at home, and also still trying to keep up on laundry and cooking and running errands and parenting in general. Or they might not be a parent at all, and their pain points might be completely different. So again, we need to be considering these challenges and these pain points within the context of our business and outside of the context of our business. Now, down here in the left-hand corner, we have, where do they get their news and information from? So what television channels do they watch, or television shows? What kind of books or magazines do they read? Are there certain websites or blogs that they navigate to on a regular basis? Are there conferences that they like to attend, gurus that they follow, or other leaders that might influence them and the decisions that they make? Now, this one is super interesting for Eat Thai Raleigh because they were recently featured on a Experienced Raleigh kind of blog, Instagram account, where a lot of people who are foodies get their news and information from. It's something that I personally follow as someone who loves to try different foods and go to different restaurants. So they were recently featured there, and Curry and Mew actually shared with me that from their simply being featured on this Instagram account, they gained anywhere from 300 to 500 additional followers. And as for someone who only maybe had 1,000 followers to begin with, that's amazing, right? They were put in front of people who value good food. But the thing that I really stressed to Curry and Mew during our time together was that people don't buy from us saying, hey, our business is so wonderful. You should book a dinner party with us, or you should have us cook for you this week and do meal delivery service. People don't buy from us that way, right? They want to know that other people who are in similar situations, whether that's socioeconomic situations, demographically look like them, live in the same neighborhood as them. Hey, my friend, my cousin, my mom, my dad, whoever it may be, they have experienced your product or service, right? It's much easier for us to sell to someone when we have someone else advocating for us. Maybe it's someone that they personally know, or maybe it's an Instagram account saying, hey, you need to check out Eat Thai Raleigh. They have great food. They'll come to your house. You can book a dinner party. You can get meal service delivered to you. To have that be promoted by someone else on your behalf, speaking highly of your product or service, and in this instance, your service with Eat Thai Raleigh, that's amazing. That's a great review. That's a great recommendation, right? For someone to speak on your behalf in that way. Now, jumping over here into the far right-hand corner, objections and role. So objections might be objections to the sale. Why might they say, no, I cannot buy your product. I cannot experience your service at this time. And what role does this person, this customer avatar, this ideal customer, what role do they have in the process? Are they the decision maker who ultimately decides, yes, we're going to book a dinner party with Eat Thai Raleigh? Or are they the person who gathers the information and maybe takes it to their boss, or takes it to their spouse, or takes it to their friends and says, hey, I found a company who could come in, host a dinner party, could cater our event, here's all the information. Here's the pricing. Here's what the menu looks like. They could do dinner, desserts, appetizers. They're the information gatherer, right? Or are they the person that says, yes, we're going to do it, and they make the decision right then and there? Now, we also have to think about objections to the sale. Why might someone say, Eat Thai Raleigh, in this example, is not for me, or this product or service is not for me? Most objections come down to pricing, right? So what I shared with Mew and Curry during our meeting on Saturday was I felt like it was important for them, right on their Instagram account, in their bio, it's the first thing people see, how much is the service, right? Because immediately, if somebody is like $40 per person to come into my house and cook a meal for me and my family, or my husband and I, or me and my girlfriends on bachelor night, maybe that's just too much. That's too out of the question. Or maybe this pricing for meal delivery service, it's too much, right? We can't afford that right now. So that might be an objection to the sale. Another objection is, hey, we don't like the current menu offerings. Are there other things that you could possibly cook or add to the menu for our dinner party specifically? So these are just some examples, again, all within the context of my friends over at Eat Thai Raleigh. And how we talked about their ideal customer and how we can better define who this person is. And for us in this conversation, I asked them, where do these people live at? Are they outside of Raleigh a little bit, in the suburbs of Raleigh? Are they right downtown? Do they live in condos or apartments? Do they have homes? And what we determined in those conversations was there are specific neighborhoods where their target customers live, where their parties historically have taken place, where they have historically delivered food to. And so we really defined, all right, it's people who live, if you're familiar with the Raleigh area, it's families who live in Oakwood, possibly families who live in Five Points, families who are just generally speaking ITB inside of the Beltline here in Raleigh. Those are where their target customers are. It's doctors, it's lawyers, it's typically families who are gathering around the table and want to have this unique experience all together, or someone who is hosting friends to celebrate for a celebration, whether it's, celebrating an engagement, a marriage, babies, whatever it may be. Birthday parties, they've done all of those things. And so that was all really important for us to define in order to help them continue to be successful and grow as a company, right? So that's where we answer this question. Why take the time to create a customer avatar? Why take the time to go through this worksheet? And this worksheet, it might take you 20 minutes. It might take you 2 hours. It might take you 2 days. We have known businesses who have sat with this for weeks, really, really getting serious about determining who their ideal customer is in order to help them grow their business, which is why it is important for us to take the time to create this avatar. It helps us get more accurate with our targeting. It helps us figure out what their challenges and pain points are, so that we can figure out how our service could be of service to them, right? How can we be an answer to a problem that they're having? Oh my gosh, we're busy. It's crazy. I'm cooped up in my house, all day. I'm working from home. I need to get out with my kids and take a walk. And then it would be great if we could come home and dinner was delivered for us, but something that's fresh, something that might be organic, something that is a new cultural experience because we haven't been able to travel, right? So these are all important questions. These are all answers to these challenges and pain points that our ideal customer might have, but it also enables us to add new menu items, add new services to Eat Thai Raleigh. So right now they've been doing a lot of in-home cooking classes and dinner parties, but they've also discovered that people want these meals delivered to them during the week without the, hey, we don't want to cook, we want you to cook, we trust you, we know you, we've had this experience with you. So it's allowed them to grow and engage this new market of meal delivery, and determining what that looks like for their customers. But if they don't know who that customer is, if they didn't take the time to sit down with me on Saturday morning to even just begin talking and thinking about what this could look like, maybe they wouldn't have been able to define, who this person is. Because right now, their resources for advertising are minimal. So we need to be smart about how we are using those resources. So I shared with them some ways and tips and tricks of how they can engage with their customers. And I'm going to share one with you right now that we talked about. So we did talk about posting testimonials, posting pictures of our customers who are signing up for these dinner parties or these cooking classes or meal delivery, getting a testimonial for them, posting that, right? Using their faces and saying, hey, these are what our customers look like. They're real people. We're not just going to post pictures of our food. We want to show you the experience and how happy they look, that we're cooking in their homes, and that they're having a great time. So we want to take that experience, right? And we want to capitalize on that. We want to share them. It makes our customers feel special when we share their photo and share their story, or, share their testimonial. It makes them feel good. Hey, it's good for us too, right? As businesses and entrepreneurs. But it's also a great advertisement to run. And where are we going to run that? And who are we going to run that to? Well, I shared with Mio and Curry that I thought it would be a phenomenal idea to run an ad featuring their review, their photos on Instagram, and targeting, heck, just the neighborhood that they live in. Target a 1 mile radius around their neighborhood. Because what's going to happen is all of their friends, all of their neighbors who live in that area are going to say, oh my gosh, this looks so much fun. I would love to do this too. Or it looks like you had a great time. How was the food? They're going to start engaging with that because it's someone who looks familiar to them. It's their neighbor, it's their friend. Heck, it could be their cousin or their aunt, their uncle, whoever it may be, who had this dinner party. But it's a way for us to make that connection with other people who are friends with our current customers, because that could be the low-hanging fruit, right? That could be our most next likely customer. And again, it helps us get connected with more people who are in the same situation, or who, look like the people who we are currently serving. That's why it's important. Okay, people, it helps us get connected with the right people. It helps us be smart with our resources and not blindly throwing spaghetti at the wall when it comes to marketing when our resources might be limited, but really honing in and defining who that ideal customer is. All right, y'all. I've talked enough. I've blabbered on here for a couple minutes all about defining customers and figuring out who our customer avatar is so that we can be more specific and more successful when we are using our resources for marketing, whether it is in the digital space, Google Ads, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or heck, if you're even putting up flyers, knowing where to advertise in that capacity, radio. This customer avatar is not just limited to digital marketing. It is for any type of marketing that you are using in your business. And I hope my example of Eat Thai Raleigh was a fun example for you to follow along with today. If you are in the Triangle area, please give them a follow. You and Curry are awesome people, and I'm sure you would not be disappointed at hosting a dinner party with them. If you have any questions about defining your customers, this customer avatar worksheet, if you would like a copy of that, I am more than happy to send that PDF over to you. You can email me directly at hannah@uglymugmarketing.com, and I will shoot that over your way. I hope you all have a great rest of your week and a great kickoff to your Monday morning. Again, let me know what you're drinking this morning. Are you just drinking water, coffee, tea? What's your latte of choice? Tell me in the comments here below. And thank you to Rosemary, Tina, Robert, and a few others who were able to tune in with us live here today. If you're watching this later, please don't hesitate to email them, leave comments. We check our Facebook page daily, and so we will make sure that we get back to you just as soon as we can. Have a great week.